Trinkets, nerfs, buffs. I mean, we knew it would come, right? We knew it would come. We had some speculations on what trinkets would be there. People have been rocking some of these. I mean, rocking them pretty good. Developers, no. Overall, we're happy with how trinkets and optimizations is working out in Vault of Incarnates as we are getting back to the office though. We want to take the time to address some outliers, some bugs, and some vocal feedback. Vocal feedback. Wait, what? Do people like call them? What the fuck? We're making a few adjustments as soon as possible so as not to heavily impact choice around trading, assigning loot, or picking things out of the Great Vault more than the holidays have already done. So it's only raid trinkets they have touched. They haven't touched a single dungeon trinket. That means it will come a dungeon trinket nerf as well. 200%. Alright, what have they done? Desperate Invoker's Codex. Casting spell grants stacks of hatred, permanently lowering this trinket's cooldown by 1 second until combat ends. This effect stacks up to 180 times. So, when you use it, let loose a dangerous current of lightning, dealing 115,000 nature damage to your target, and then a debuff for yourself. Self-damage increases with your stacks of hatred. Okay, what have they done with it? Lower the amount of self-damage the player takes on use by 20%. That's a buff. That's not a nerf, that's a buff. You get less damage on yourself when you use it. So 600 nature damage, 480 damage instead that it starts with, instead of starting at 600. Then it ticks up. Fix an issue where players could gain stacks of hatred outside of combat. Well, that's a good fix. Okay, so that's like the damage is still there. You don't get as much damage on yourself when you're in combat. So yeah, that's not a nerf, that's a buff. Ice Blood Death Snare. Let's see what it got. So this one is for Senarth. When you use it, it will do 37,000 frost damage, based on what difficulty, of course. Your target, encasing them and nearby enemies in a crystalline web for 15 seconds. Webbed enemies are slowed by 15% and take 3k frost damage when any enemy in the web is stuck. Damage is increased for each webbed enemy, up to 5. Damage per target is reduced beyond 5 enemies. No wonder why I haven't seen it, because it's a freaking intellect trinket. So what have they done with this trinket? On use, damage increased by 30%, damage increased for the on hit effect by 50%. Wait, what? 68,000 frost damage instead. And then also increase the when it's stuck as well. So they buffed this one up. Another trinket they buffed. Let's see here. Let's take, for example, a mage. Okay, the trinket sounded really cool, but it wasn't. I mean, okay, this is arcade mage. It might be on other mage. Let's check fire as well, just because. Okay, it sucks. The trinket sounded too cool, man. Or it's just that there are other trinkets that are so much better. Another boost. Rumbling Ruby. This is just a fix. Not hitting large targets. So how good will it be now since it's gonna hit large targets, eh? Let's see what it does. Okay, this is a strength trinket. That's why I don't know anything about it. Your attacks slowly build concussive force, granting 23 attack power per stack. At 10 stacks, your next 3 melee abilities will emit a shockwave in front of you. 18,000 bonus damage. Will every hit 100% give me a stack? So after 10 hits, boom, 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 10. The next 3 hits, boom, 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 is 18k each. Because it says your next 3 melee abilities emit a shockwave. God damn. So 18k, boom, shockwave, 18k, boom, shockwave, and 18k, boom, shockwave again. Deals more damage to enemies at high health. Wasn't hitting large targets. Is it 18k for each enemy? No way. Let's see how good this trinket is. Vudir. Yeah, I thought so. It's going up there. Top 5. More targets. Top 3. God damn. Okay. And now it'll hit as it should. It probably will be better as well. Look at that. Top 2. Top 2 trinkets for arms. Who else uses strength? Let's look at DKs. 5 targets is top 4. Yeah, this is a really good trinket. Paladin, Ret. Let's check Ret Pally. Top 3. There it is. This one will probably even be better now after they have fixed it to actually hit large targets. Spiteful Storm. Another buff. Fix an issue where certain raid bosses could have their Spiteful Storm progress reset during their encounters. Fix an issue where Spiteful Storm could stack out of combat. Everyone can use it. Every single class and spec can use this. Casting spell abilities builds up a stack of spite. It doesn't say chance to build up. So that means like every spell you do will give you a stack 100%. Dealing 12k nature damage over 3 seconds. Upon expiration, the bolt returns, increasing the amount of spite needed by 1 and permanently increasing Spiteful Stormbolt's damage against them until either of you die. Wait, what? Do I take the damage as well? So when it returns to me, I get the damage? So if I do like 13k on the guy, it comes back, does 13k on me. Amount of spite needed by 1. So that means for next time I need 6 spites instead of 5. And then I'll do more damage. And at the end of the fight, I'm gonna do like 100k. Boom. And they're gonna get 100k back on me? That's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. So they increase the damage of it. Mid-fight, it could be reset. Oh, that's bad. But that's fixed now. Could stack out of combat. Well, that's not good. I mean, it is good, but not anymore. Okay, so that was 2 good fixes. Damage increased by 15%. We need to check one target here. It feels that class that use abilities fast will gain a lot. For example, Hunters. We use abilities fast. There it is. Spiteful Storm. Number 5. And now it got buffed as well. 15%. So yeah, it's gonna beat the Whispering Incarnate. Looking at this bar, it's gonna beat the Whispering Incarnate. It's gonna be like top 4 trinket. What about MM? MM also fast and furious. Where's the spike there? It's a little bit further down there though. But it's pretty tight between all the other ones. So it's gonna come up here as well. Maybe like top 4 here as well. Yeah, it'll definitely come up to top 4. Maybe even top 3. Svava's down there. It feels like melee should have. Yeah, there we go. Top 4. It's gonna be top 3 as well after this buff. I'll look at Brewmaster. Let's just Windwalker. A little bit further down. Oh man, this is gonna be top 2 trinket. I mean, okay, what I'm looking at is simulation builds. So simulating this, that's the best trinkets. For a lot of classes, it's gonna be top 3 trinkets based on, but it's single target. That's the thing, and that's probably why people don't want to use it. Because in our world of WoW, people live in AOE. Whispering Incarnate Icon. Allied buffs no longer require you to be in a party. Wait, is this the one that buffs you up? Is this one of the best trinkets that buffs you up? You buff each other up? The icons whisper and become infused with frost. Increase your crit strike by 503. Fight alongside allies who are infused with earth or fire has a chance to grant you 259 of their infusion stats for 12 seconds. Infusion based on your current spec. That has pretty damn huge raid buff. You don't have to put players in the same party anymore. You don't have to check, who's got the whispering one? Can you put me in the same party as him? You don't have to do that anymore. Fight alongside with allies who are infused with earth and fire has a chance to grant you. So the question is if it's like a limit, only 1 earth, 1 fire. So it doesn't matter if you have like 5 people with earth, you won't get like 259 times 5. I actually don't know how that one works. If you have 1 earth, 1 fire, it's done. You can't get more, even if the other players have the trinkets, because that would be too OP as hell. If there's a cap on it, then it's not a big buff. It's not a buff at all. Maybe a very little one. If someone forgot to place you in the same party before, now it doesn't matter. If there's no cap on it, this one is insane. Then you can have literally like 30 people who's raid, everyone with that freaking trinket. You buff each other up. You have stats that is insane, but I don't think it is. Trinket gives different stats depending on your role. Okay, tank is burst, healer is haste, DPS is crit. Tested these on raid today. There's no buff associated with the baseline stat described in something. The rest is list is covers okay. As the text says, it will only proc if at least one other player with a different role is also wearing the trinket. Yeah, we know. If you have one of each role represented, you get a better proc. There appears to be a maximum range. Okay. Still doesn't say if you can have like 5 people. Doesn't say. Maybe we'll find out now when they have removed so the entire raid can use this. We might see like more comments now. People going nuts about this freaking trinket. Alright, so that was the trinkets, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trinkets. All these 5 raid trinkets has been buffed.